here. So happy to play for you guys today. So my name is Angela Petrilli. I'm here with the Riff Rundown with the awesome folks at Fishman. So stoked to be back. This is going to be an acoustic edition, folks. So if you got your acoustic guitars handy, we're going to be using it. I'm going to be teaching you guys today one of my all-time favorite riffs, Oh Well, by the mighty Fleetwood Mac, Mr. Peter Green. What an awesome guitar player and just inspiration he was. And I know for me, just one of my absolute favorite guitar players of all time. So I'm so happy you're here. So here's what I like to do every time I start the show, folks. I want to know where you're tuning in from. And let's see. I want to know your first concert. So let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know your first concert, folks. That goes for you on Instagram and those of you on YouTube and Facebook. I am so delighted you all are here. Let's have some fun. Okay, so let's see. I want to talk a little bit about the guitar I will be using today and all the goodies that are going on with the awesome tone that I'm getting on these videos today. All right, so what we've got here, this is my beloved Martin 000 17E. I love this bad boy. I've been all over the country with this guitar. I absolutely love it. As you can see, it's starting to get a little vintage on me, starting to get a little beat up, which I like. You can tell that I strum a ton on this guitar, so I get to, I'm so thankful to have this guitar. So, let's see here. I'm going to be reading through a couple of the comments, see where everybody's tuning in from. Okay, so we've got some Greenville, Tennessee. Welcome, Joe. Glad to see you here. South Carolina. Oingo Boingo, first concert. Rad. Love that. All right, we've got the UK in the house. Tony, glad you are here. Let's see, we've got some folks from Sweden on the Instagrams. Glad you're here, folks. Glad you're here, folks. This is great. This is great, folks. Love this. Okay, so I talked about my guitar a little bit, at least the model, because I get a lot of questions on this one. And this is a newer model, so I got this one in like 2017. So and again, it just ages beautifully. Really cool guitar. I've got a Fishman Matrix VT Enhance pickups in here. I love them. The thing with Fishman pickups for me, and definitely when it comes to my acoustics, we all get acoustic guitars, right? You pick it up and you play it. You want an acoustic guitar that just sounds good. So with these pickups and with my Fishman rig, which I'll talk about in a minute, that I use for all of my acoustic goodness, it just enhances the instrument. It allows it to speak as it should, and that's why I love using Fishman products with my acoustics. It just makes the guitar sound as it should. It's just great. So, okay, let's see here. So let's go ahead and I'll tell you what else I'm going through here. So I'm going through the RS Spectrum DI. I absolutely love it. I don't leave my house if I have an acoustic gig. I don't leave my house without that. That thing is just a box of magical goodness when it comes to your acoustic guitars. Since this is a 000, I go with the orchestra setting on this. It's a great setting for this. I really like it, and again, it gives you a different variation of like mic sounds and all that good stuff. But again, it makes the guitar sound as it should. Now, heading on over to the amp that I will be using today, Fishman Performer. Killer amp. I really like it. It's a great travel size too. And when they say loud box, like it really is. It's got a lot of punch, folks. It's awesome. So I use that. I like it because it's a good enough size to where you can play bigger shows, smaller shows. You can hold it, not too heavy. So you've got that in one arm. So I'll tell you, like when I'm going through my gigs, what I do, I've got the guitar on my back. So I've got that on a gig bag. I've got the Fishman amp on one arm. I've got my guitar stand. And then I've got my gig bag with my DI and all of that good stuff in the back. So it's literally one trip. And it's a doable one trip, which is great. So you get all your stuff and all that. So, okay. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the acoustic guitar itself and how I like to look at acoustic guitar. So for me, the acoustic guitar is a really foundational instrument. It's rhythmic, right? Rhythm guitar, okay? It's rhythm, but it also lays a really, really good foundation for the rest of your band, or if you are playing solo. And here's the way I think about it. This is a drum. It's a piece of wood with a hole, right? So allow the percussiveness, the percussive nature of the guitar to really follow through when you're playing. So I'll go ahead and turn this bad boy on just to show you. Utilize the instrument for what it is. Think of it as a drum. I know for me, I think of my acoustic guitar like a drum that happens to have some cool like tonal note thing, chord things happening. So, you know, you could play it super clean, we know this, and just strum it, which is great. But it also has this ability to sound really, really rhythmic, and you can go ahead and tap and do all this cool stuff. So again, the acoustic guitar can do so many things. So we're going to talk about at least one of those things today. We're going to talk about the awesome riff, Oh Well, by Fleetwood Mac, Peter Green. It's good stuff. So those of you who know the song, give me one of these. If you know it, awesome. It's a great, super fun one to play that we'll be talking about today. And folks, let's see. Those of you who are tuning in, who are just joining us, thank you for being here. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and let me know what your favorite or your first concert was. I want to know where your first concert was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this nice and slow, folks. This is a fast riff. I'm going to play it to speed. Okay, and then I'm going to play it slow. We're going to go through this slow, because what I tell all my students, and when I am learning something myself, I never try and rush and try and catch the metronome or try and catch the beat of the song, right? Trying to keep up with them, because what happens when this happens? Your technique kind of goes out the window. Why? You're worried about playing to speed, so you don't care so much about, oh, I'm gonna get some fret buzz. That's okay, but I'm playing it fast. I play the wrong notes every once in a while. That's okay. When you want to play something right, you want to play something correct. Take your time and go slow. Trust me, it is the way to go. You're going to get good technique. You're going to build your ear. Take your time. A thing that I do when I am practicing is I find out what the BPM is. And this is something you can Google and just look it up. Any song you want to learn, you can look up the BPM. So those of you who don't know what the BPM is, beats per minute. So what I'll do is I'll look up a tune, I'll type in beats per minute on YouTube. And whatever it is, when I start learning it, I cut it in half. So say the BPM is at 100, I start learning it at 50, and I take it there. And now listen, I know a lot of you don't like a metronome. Trust me. If you're playing rhythm guitar, or solo guitar, electric guitar, whatever it is, allow the metronome to be your friend. Trust me. It's a relationship that I know can be a little awkward at first, right? But it's a tool that I promise is really going to help you a lot. So really take the time. Hey, it's, you know, we're almost 3 months into the 2021. Use this time now to start this really good habit of practicing along with the metronome. So anyhow, let's go ahead. Let's talk about the riff. I'm going to play it to speed right now, and then we're going to break it down step by step. So, folks, grab your guitar. Let's have some fun. Okay, here we go. Great bluesy goodness, right? All right, we're gonna break it down. Grab your guitars, folks. Okay, switching to YouTube. Love it, Foxhound. Awesome. Oh well, isn't it great? I love this song. Love this song. All right, gosh, I'm loving all the people. California. We've got England. We've got the Netherlands. I loved it. So glad to be playing with you guys. All right, let's have a look at this. So what's happening here? We are in the key of E minor, okay? We're playing an E minor pentatonic riff with some extra notes, by the way. We'll talk about those later. So we're gonna be for the most part, we're gonna be up here. There's a lot of hammer-ons, a lot of pull-offs, a lot of up strings, okay? Be prepared, it's cool. We're gonna take the slow, okay? So here we go. We've got this first riff. Pretty simple. You got your open E string, you got your G here, 3rd fret E string, also known as your flat 3. Okay, so that's the first bit. What's happening there? We're gonna do a hammer-on on the A string open, hammer on to the B note, 2nd fret. Okay. Now what's gonna happen next is we're gonna hit that octave of E, 2nd fret D. Or no, we're not gonna hit that. We're gonna hit D, just open. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do it again nice and slow. Or nope, let's do that again. Gosh, all right. Okay, let's count on the notes. E, G, E, A, B, D. That's where we're at. Let's do this nice and slow. Okay, so that in this big riff, that's gonna be riff 1, okay? So there we go, there we have it. So again, one more time, nice and slow. Now, part 2. So here's part 1. Nice hammer on the A string. A open, B, back to A. Okay, so we've got this so far. All right, so let's also talk about something here too. Left hand technique, yes. Is it super important? Of course, that's where we're playing the notes and we're doing all that good stuff, right? But we need to look at the right hand too and focus on this, because a lot of the fluidity of our technique when we're playing guitar comes from this right hand. So if we were to just play downstrokes, right? Because I know a lot of us do that when we play. This can hinder our speed when we're playing, particularly with a fast riff like this. What we want to do is we want to do alternate picking. What is that? We want to go to the top and bottom of the string. Top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. So like this. That's alternate picking. Okay? So just do that. Just practice that for a second. And just get your pick, top, bottom of the string. And try and do it in time. Try to keep it really consistent. Right? So when we do this riff, that's something that's really important. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that again to finish off this riff. There's our hammer-on pull-off, A to B. And we're gonna finish that at the G, pull it ever so slightly, right? And then release, G to E. So here it is nice and slow. And then you're gonna hit E a few times. Okay, so now I'm gonna play it slow and then I'll play it fast. And here it is fast. Pretty cool, right? So there it is. I'll do it slow again, do it fast. Okay, so that's part 1 of the riff, okay? Now here's part 2. So that E that I kept wanting to play is in this riff. So let's go ahead and look at it. Similar to the first riff, okay? E to G. And as you can tell, I say the notes. I don't always say the fret positions. I don't like to go 0, 3, 0, 2. I don't want you guys thinking like that. Let's start thinking notes. Let's change this habit in 2021. Let's start thinking of notes on our guitars rather than, finger positions and fret positions. It's good to know the notes we are playing, because think about it. What are the notes in our E minor pentatonic? It's E, G, A, B, D. Okay? So we're thinking in terms of notes. And if you're following along, we're playing a lot of those notes that are in this pentatonic. So we're looking good. Okay. Here's riff 2. So here's riff 1. Riff 2. So here's how it goes. E to G, to E, A to B, to D, back to A to B, to E, 2nd fret, D string, and then E, open E string, okay? So I'm gonna play parts 1 and part 2 very, very slow. Here we go. Here we go one more time. Okay. All right. So parts 1, parts 2. How's everybody feeling? I'm going to take a second to take a couple questions here. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. This is super fun. All right. So love it, love it, love it. All right, we got Florida in the house. Grab my guitar. Awesome, awesome. You can play this. You can do this, I promise. Follow along, you can do this. Hello from India. Someone's first concert was Sonny and Cher in New York State Fair. Bert, that's a good one. Love that. Love that. Aaron Short Music is asking, what is E sharp? That's great. E sharp is real, folks. All right, so let's get along to the next part here. So parts 1 and part 2. Now, part 3, there's a blue note. So those of you, there's a flat 5 in here. All right, who's ever listening, right? Type in, what's the flat 5 note that we're looking for here? Because it's gonna show up. And a lot of times this is something that I notice when people are playing this song, they miss this note. I'm not gonna say which one it is yet. But they missed this note, but we're not gonna miss it today. It's a really, really important note in this tune. So, I'm gonna play parts 1 and part 2. Here's part 3. A sharp. In this case, since it's a flat 5, we're calling it B flat, my friends. B flat. All right, there we go. James Huxman, you got it, buddy. B flat. All right, here we go. So here's part 3. Okay, and again, lots of hammer-ons here, lots of alternate picking. Okay, let's talk about the notes we're playing. E to G, and back to E. A to B, hammer-on. D, open string. Now we're doing A, B flat, flat 5, hello, and release. Again, look how delicate that hammer-on is. Like you're barely touching it, folks. And then back to G to E. Okay, so again, here we go, part 3. And notice how rhythmic this is too. Lots of cool rhythm happening. It's such in the groove, such in the pocket. So think about that when you're playing this. Give this a little bit of mojo. Give this a little bit of feeling. Don't play this so super straight. Give this a little soul, because that's what makes this song so absolutely fantastic. There is so much soul and drive and feeling in it. You guys can do it. You can do it. Okay, so here we go again. I'm gonna play parts 1, 2, and 3, nice and slow. Follow along if you can, folks. Here we go. So far, so good, folks. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so let's see. Let's get to part 4. So parts 1 and parts 3, fast. Now part 4 goes like this. I'll do that again. Okay, and that's the last one. There are 4 parts to that main, like, first riff, right? Okay, so let's talk about it. What's going on here? All right, so there's that motif again, that E to G to E. 3rd fret, okay? There's A to B again, hammer on. Hammer on from the D to E. Open D string to the 2nd fret E. Okay? Okay. Let's do that again. Go back to that B. Play your A to G to F sharp to E. Okay, so here it is again. Fast. Cool stuff, right? All right, let's put all 4 of these together. Okay, now let's do it slow. Okay, let's do it again nice and slow. There we go. That's the first riff, folks. So notice, this is something that I tell my students all the time. When we are learning something, you cannot play anything fast that you can't play slow. So take your time. Play slow. What happens here, again, as I mentioned earlier, you're allowing good technique to grow and to manifest. So take your time and go slow. There is nothing wrong with that. As I said earlier, find the BPM, cut it in half. Find the original BPM in the recording, cut it in half, and start there. And use that metronome as your guide, okay? When I am always playing a riff, if I am playing live, if I am in the studio, even if I'm just playing at home, I'm always thinking, there's always like a little drummer in my head, just always. Get into this habit of playing along to something. So how I like to think of it too is that this metronome is a drummer that does not get tired. It keeps you accountable. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It keeps you accountable. It keeps you in time. Because whether you want to be, a great solo player or a great rhythm player, right? Here's the thing. They are one and the same. Being a great solo player, you need to have a really, really good understanding of time. So take the time to get to know time. You know what I mean? Take the time. Do not be scared of metronome. Something I tell my students too is a good way to just kind of dip your toe into playing along to a metronome and playing along to time. Start off like this. Folks who are driving right now, okay? A lot of times, and this is something that I do myself. So if I'm driving, I'll tap my thumbs on the steering wheel just to get a sense, like I will find that beat wherever it is, right? And then I'll just sit and find that beat and lock in right? This is an important thing because it allows you to again, delve into this universal heartbeat, as I like to call for a song. Because even say, all right, say you got your drummer, you got your guitar player, you got your bass player, you got your keyboard player, right? We may all be doing different things rhythmically, right? Someone's playing like a really cool, like maybe kind of, let's say, eighth note sort of thing, and someone's doing a really cool quarter note thing, and maybe the guitar player is just doing like a whole note sort of thing, let's just say. They're all attached to this universal heartbeat. Even though they may be doing different things, they are all sitting in with one another, okay? So this is the first part. So this is like part one of the entire riff. I'm gonna take a few minutes here to take some of your questions because I know I got a bunch of them coming in. This is so awesome, folks. I hope you're learning something cool today. Again, this is one of my absolute favorite riffs. You're hanging out with me, Angela Petrilli, with Fishman Takeover, riff rundown, and Q&A, folks. If you haven't already, be sure to follow Fishman on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. Folks, if you'd like to follow me, you can go ahead and follow me on Angela Petrilli Music, YouTube, Facebook, the Instagrams, Twitter. Although I'll be honest with Twitter, it's if you like guitars and funny animal videos, because that's pretty much what I post on Twitter. Okay, folks. Again, thank you so much for being here. Those of you who are just tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from in your first concert. All right, folks. So let's see. We've got Finland in the house on Instagram. Thank you for being here. This is great. Yes, it does take a lot of patience being slow. That is totally true. But it pays off. I promise. Take your time. Take your time when you are learning. The patience pays off. I promise. Joe Brown on Facebook. You're too kind, my friend. You're too kind. All right. Ontario, Canada, Metallica as a first concert. Yeah, that rocks. Thanks for being here. Oh, that's awesome. Very, very cool. That fourth part seemed a little bit easy. Hey, Hilton, how's it going? Yeah, it's, again, step at a time. We are playing a lot, these 4 parts, 1 through 4, right? There are similar notes that are tying all of these together, right? But there's always one little thing that's different. How do we differentiate? How do we go through and truly get this under your fingers? Play slow. Play slow. Promise, folks, it helps a ton. Play slow. If there's nothing else that you learn from this riff rundown today, play slow. Use a metronome. Those are the 2 things I want you to remember. All right, fantastic. So here we go. Let's see here. All right, we got California in the house. Loving it. Jerry Lee Lewis, first band, first concert. Love that. That's awesome, folks. All right, very, very cool. Woodlands, Texas. My first concert was ELP at Madison Square Garden. Man, that'd be a good one to teach. From the beginning, that's a great song. I love that. Dire Straits' first concert, Norman, that's solid. Love that. We got Long Island in the house here on Instagram, very cool. All right, loving it, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Okay, so again, what I am going through here in this riff rundown, I've got my 0017E Martin guitar, okay, folks? Spruce top, mahogany back and sides. It's got a really nice, easy player neck. It is souped up with the awesome Fishman Matrix Enhanced VT pickups. I really like them. They sound good, folks. So from there, I am going through a Fishman Aura Spectrum DI. This is something, like, truly, I never leave my house without. If I am doing an acoustic gig, it allows the guitar to sound as it should at a live show. Because we all buy our acoustic guitars to, we play them at home. We want them to sound beautiful, right? We buy them because they sound wonderful. So I know with me, with the Aura Spectrum DI, it allows my guitar to sound like I'm playing it in my living room. So Aura Spectrum DI is going through here, and then I have got it hooked up to the Loudbox Performer Fishman amp. It rocks, guys. It's great. I love it. Okay, so yeah, from the beginning. I know, that's a good one. We'll get there, folks. Let's see. Ooh, Dustin's first concert was Pink Floyd, 1994, Division Bell Tour. Ooh, that's solid. Dustin, I bet that blew your mind. That's great. Love it, love it, love it. All right, folks, let's get to the next part. Okay, so let's turn on my guitar here. Okay, so we've done parts 1 through 4 already. Okay, so that repeats in the tune, okay? So now, this is something that I do when I play this song, is I give it a little more beef with this E string on top because the riff is going from D to E. Okay, so that's the first riff. Not too bad, right? Not too bad. 5th fret of the A string, which is where our D is. If you're keeping count in terms of notes, it's a flat 7. And then I go to E. So what I do here when I play this, I like to have that E string there, but the bass player would be doing that too if you're playing with full band, right? If you don't want to play it, that's totally okay too. I like to give a little bit of wiggle, but I'm a bluesy kind of player and that's what I do. But if you want to play it straight, again, totally fine. And again, watch my right hand. Notice how I'm doing the alternate picking here. But with me, I just really like that big E string up top, so I include it. And again, these rhythmic scrapes are, you know, you don't have to do them if you don't want to. I know that when I'm playing this by myself, I like to, again, I pretend I'm a drummer sometimes, so that's where my inner drummer comes out. So, again, very, very short, bluesy, little bends there. I'm not bending too much. I'm just giving that pitch, right? Just a little bit of a curve, right? Just a little bit. Straight. See how I'm still keeping time with my right hand? And you guys can't see it right now, but I'm tapping my foot too. So, that's the first part of part 2, okay? So we've got that. If you want a little bigger, see how it just gives it a little body? I kind of like that. The next part, okay? So we'll break this down. And then when you start feeling comfortable with this time, right? So in our heads, we've got tap, 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 right? There's our beat. So we want to do here. So, what are the notes happening there? D to E. Ooh, what's this? Guess what? It's flat 3 coming back, folks. It's G. To E to D. D to E, G to E, D to E. I'll do that nice and slow. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, so there we go. I'll play it a little faster, in context. Here we go. I'm adding those rhythmic beats. You don't have to do that. Feel the groove. So there we go, okay? Now, if you want to add that droning E up top, you can. Okay, okay? If you want to give it a little more body, if you're playing this tune by yourself, keep in mind, this song, if you listen back, there are two guitars playing simultaneously together, doing awesome goodness. But again, we're just doing just the main riff today, so. Okay, so that's the second part. So here we go, parts 1 and part 2. Part 2. So, now let's get to part 3. I was too excited. I almost played it. We're gonna play it now. Okay, so here's part 3. Now, as you can tell, we're gonna be using our pinky here. It's okay, folks. We wanna utilize the pinky. I know it's one of the weaker fingers, but again, we're thinking about good technique and good time, right, and good feel. We gotta utilize all the fingers when we play, okay? There's some really good exercises that you can use that incorporate all fingers, getting them to, again, become interdependent and to work and have their own little minds when they play, okay? So we're gonna break down how this happens. Billy, I see you from Canada. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so we've got this. Okay, we're getting some beautiful dissonance here, okay? Getting ready to build up to the last bit of the song. So we've got E, so we've got D first, to E, and then we've got G to E, so D to E, D to G to E, okay? This here, where my pinky is, on the 7th fret of the D string, that's A, and if you want to check, we know that A is on the 5th fret of the E string. We can check, do an octave test, and there it is, okay? So here we go. Now, we're gonna move that pinky up to the 8th fret of the D string. There's our B flat again. Flat 5's making another appearance, okay? So here we go. Beautiful dissonance. And that B flat, we finish it with E at the 7th fret of the A string. Okay, so here we go. So we're gonna do this whole part 2 again. And again, I'm gonna do it nice and slow. Keeping time. Okay, here it is, the speed, just to give you a little bit of context here. I'm gonna do parts 1 and then ending at this bit here, okay? So here it is, to speed, to context. Bam, there it is, right? So you go to that dissonant, that E to B flat. What's gonna happen next, right? So now we go to the next part. Okay, so what it is, this is a little tricky bit, okay? But we're gonna break it down. I'm gonna do it. Okay, again, bluesy goodness, my friends. Bluesy goodness. Okay, so we're gonna start with our first finger here, 3rd fret, E string, which is our G, which is our flat 3, okay? Flat 3. Take notes. Here we go. Okay, so we've got, what we're doing here is we're doing a climb. G to A, 5th fret, B flat, 6th fret, 7, our B note. Now, what I do is I crawl up with my third finger when I do that. Okay, so now, let's do that nice and slow. First finger on the G. A, B flat, B. Good. Okay, so far so good. Not too bad. See, when we take things slow, it doesn't sound like this super like crazy fast thing that's happening, right? Let's take our time. Be patient. We cannot play anything fast. We cannot play slow. So we're playing slow, okay? Now the next part, we're gonna go to D to E flat, E. Okay? Pretty cool and bluesy, right? So that D, 5th fret, A string, 6th fret, 7th fret, E. Right? Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, let's play this nice and slow. I see you, Billy. Thank you very much. I hope you're having fun here today. Okay, so we've got this. And feel it, that bluesy wiggle, right? That little bit of, that sustain. Get that in there too. This is an important little bit. Just a little, but a little goes a long way here, because if you play it too straight, it can sound a bit sterile. You know what I mean? So give it a little soul. See the difference? You hear it? Versus. Okay? Extend that note. Get the most you can out of it. Think of David Gilmour when he's going and he's doing those bends, right? He gets every single ounce of soul out of those notes. Again, like absolutely one of my favorite players of all time. I love how he does that. And Peter Green, man, did he have just a touch to the instrument. Okay, so here we go. Let's do it again. Okay, so that's that little bit. Now let's get to that bit too. That's the next part, okay? All whole steps, lovely, right? We're gonna do that. So what are those notes? We're going to G, we're going to A, we're going to B. What frets are those on? 5th fret D, 7th fret D, and 9th fret D. Okay, in context, let's put it together. Slide in, and again, watch how I am doing the alternate picking here. That alternate picking is really, really, really going to help you with the timing of all this and making it sound really, really fluid and good, okay? All right, so here we go. Okay, next bit that happens that closes this all together. We're going from our flat 7, which is D, 7th fret, G string, to E, 9th fret, G string. And that's the riff, okay? I'm playing it nice and slow here, so let's go ahead and do this again, nice and slow. Then I'll play it to tempo and then play the whole thing and play it together, and then we're gonna make time for some questions, okay? So here we go, folks. Let's do that again a few more times, okay? Have that little metronome in your head, that little drummer, right? It doesn't stop. Keep it moving. And again, little bluesy wiggle at the end, okay? Get that sustain going. All right, here we go. One more time. It's good stuff. All right, so let's put this together nice and slow. We'll play it to speed, okay? Let's do that again. slow we made that. Like if I were to play that to the original tempo, oh my God, I probably could have played over what I just did 2 times, right? So notice how when we play slow, folks, it allows you to get the best out of your technique and to really go and listen. Ooh, I should probably use this finger instead of this finger when I'm going to play this note. Or ooh, I should probably put in a little bit of sustain when I'm going through and playing. So these are the sorts of questions you want to ask yourself. These are the questions you have time to ask yourself, right? When you're going ahead and playing these tunes and you're learning songs, okay? So keep that in mind as you are playing to, again, remind yourself, you can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. So again, take your time, be present in the moment. And that is something too, like getting a good practice routine is really important. You don't want to be like cruising your phone as you're trying to learn a riff or something, right? So again, make a space that's like, all right, I'm here to learn. Let's make a good space to do this. Let's take our time here. Let's again, remember the whole metronome thing, right? Using it as, again, something that's going to keep you accountable, keep you honest, right? Because again, if you're trying to cut corners here when you play, right, it's not going to benefit you. So take your time, go slow. That's what I do when I learn a song, I promise. I'm not someone who tries to learn something really fast, because again, just the technique is going to go out the window. So, all right, so what I'm going to do here, I am going to play this fast again, and I will play it slow again. We've got a few more minutes left. I'm going to give a good like 10 minutes for questions, comments, all of that good stuff. And yeah, I'm going to get to as many of your questions as possible. So be sure to write them down in the comments. I'm going to get through as many as I can, all right? And folks, if you haven't done so already, go and follow Fishman on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. I am so honored to be in just some amazing company with some amazing players. So if you want really cool videos, good guitar awesomeness, go and follow the folks at Fishman and see what they got going on their channel. It's pretty rad. If you want to follow me for more guitar video goodness and all of that good stuff, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. I just started TikTok. You can go there and check out my videos too. Angela Petrilli Music, you'll find them there. All right, folks. So let's do this. I'm going to do this one more time slow, okay? And then one more time fast. We'll get to those questions, okay? So here we go. Okay, one last time fast, I'm gonna get to your questions. All right, folks, so there we go. There's that riff. I hope you guys had fun and learned it. We've got the final 9 minutes here for questions. tone stuff, guitar stuff, all of that. I would love to answer as many questions as we can on all the facets: Instagram, I See You, YouTube, and Facebook, and Twitch, and what other else stuff is on here. I'm reading this too. Okay, so let's see. I am going to go through here. Instagram, I'm gonna go through here too. All right. All right. So, yes, this is a riff rundown, folks, on Instagram. Yes, we're learning cool riffs today. Yes, learning cool riffs. All right. So, let's see here. Okay. All right. All right, David from France. Yes. Glad you learned some cool stuff today. Happy to hear it. All right. Yes, guitar faces, they happen. Can't play well without guitar faces. Sorry, folks. Just is what it is. Jan, love your Tennessee whiskey cover. Oh, thank you very much, Jan. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, folks. Yes, and the mic I am going through here, too. I did not mention that. The classic SM57. So, I'll do the chain again. Enhance, matrix, VT, enhanced, okay? So that's the pickup that's within the guitar here. This is a Martin 00017. E in black smoke. It's great, I love it. Super fun to play, okay? That's being plugged into the Fishman Aura Spectrum DI acoustic imager. I've said it many times, I will say it again. I never leave the house without this gig if I'm doing an acoustic gig. Going into the Loudbox Performer, okay? And then hooked up with an SM57 into the interface and out to all of you, my friends. Out to all of you. Okay, so no drum machine or backing track. No earpieces. That's the little drummer that lives in my brain. Thank you very much. Yeah. No hidden earpiece, no drum track here. I absolutely love this song, and again, in my head, I am a drummer. So the sense of rhythm to me, it is such an important part of my playing. Those of you who see me play electric and acoustic, rhythm is so incredibly important to me. So it is something that it has utmost importance in my playing. Again, whether I'm playing a lead or I'm playing lead guitar, or I'm doing an acoustic backing to someone or in my band. Rhythm is of utmost importance. Again, you can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. Make friends with the metronome. And again, just starting out easy, just tap your steering wheel as you're driving. You're listening to music in your room, right? Or wherever. Tap your foot, clap your hands. These sorts of things we want to really integrate, internalize rhythm, because then that just comes through this when you're playing. Because again, this is an extension of all of us guitar players, right? Whether you play guitar or bass or drums, you know what I mean. You want to be the facet in which it goes through, and you just make really good music. And again, just a solid sense of rhythm is massively helpful. So folks, don't be scared of a metronome. At the end of the day, don't be scared of the metronome. Okay, so let's see here. Is that a custom shop Martin? No, this is a 00017E Black Smoke. They're great. I bought this in 2017. It's one of their newer models, actually, and I love it. As you can tell, I strum a lot. This thing gets a little beat up. That's okay. That's, there are instruments. There are tools. That's what happens. Okay. Let's see. Rod. Ooh, great question here. Rod Robinson on Facebook wants to know, do you tend to blend major and minor pentatonic depending on the progression when you improvise? Yes, I will go through. I am someone who doesn't like to stick to just one box and just be there the whole time. It can sound too boring. It tends to not be as melodic. And then that's where we get into that boxy, like, oh my gosh, I'm just playing a pentatonic. It sounds like I'm playing a scale. So you definitely want to go in, learn different inversions of these pentatonics, because guess what? Folks say like there are the 5 different boxes of the pentatonic. Those are all inversions. You're playing all the same notes. You're just playing them in different spots along the neck. So get comfortable with doing that sort of thing. It's really fun, allows for much more melody. That's what was happening here. So like that riff. comes from another position, another inversion of this E minor pentatonic. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. But yes, you do want to incorporate more than one scale position when you are soloing, because again, there's only so much you can do if you're playing A minor pentatonic, for example, something we talked about last week. If you're just sitting here, you want to grow, right? There's all of these notes along the neck. Get to know them, get to love them, get to know where they are. Because again, I know a lot of times we look at this and some of us can get lost. It happens, but when you start to learn these notes and where they are, you'll never get lost. You'll never get lost. So take the time. And again, I'm going to say it over and over again. You cannot play anything fast. You can't play slow. So take your time when you are learning. It's okay. It's okay. All right, let's see here. Nice to see the contrast of the slow-mo versus the fast. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Again, just to show you guys when you play something slow, you see the nuances of things. It's really important when I teach my students too. And those of you, I see some of you on here today. Going slow is a good thing. Going slow is a good thing. Instagram, I see you. Thank you all for your comments and questions here. Yes, all right. Brazil in the house, love it. Okay. All right, let's see here. From someone with short fingers, any suggested exercises be able to stretch out your fingers to grab the notes down the neck with your pinky? Yes. Sean, great question. Okay, what you want to do here, there's an exercise called the spider, and it's great, and I'll probably do a riff rundown talking about this too, but just as a quick little thing, because I know we only got 2 minutes left here, you're gonna, or let me turn on my guitar. Sorry, Ryan. Right? So we're utilizing, each finger gets its own little space, or fret position. It's kind of Addams Family vibe, right? So, but notice how my fingers aren't flailing. We don't want that. We want to hover over these strings. Right? We go forwards, we go backwards. This is a practice routine that I myself use all the time. I really like it. It allows you to stretch a ton. It's good. I really like it. I use it a lot. So yeah, good luck with that. Look it up, the spider. It's a good one. All right. What have you got planned for episode 3? Folks, you're just going to have to tune in next week to find out. You're going to have to tune in next week to find out. Be sure to give me a follow. Angela Petrilli Music on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also, go and follow the awesome, awesome content that's on all of the Fishman channels. There's some really great stuff. I am humbled to be in some wonderful company. The content on there is pretty rad. So go, and if you want to get inspired, go and check out Greg and all the shred, the awesome shreddiness. It's just it's so good. It's so good. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. I will be back same time, same channel next Saturday, hanging out with you guys. It's going to be a fun episode. I have some ideas. Have your guitars ready. It'll be another acoustic episode. That's what I'll say. So have your acoustic ready. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. It is always a blast. It's a joy to teach you all and to get you guys playing and get you guys inspired. It's a true joy. I love it. So, folks, have a wonderful day. Happy playing. I hope this was inspiring to you. I hope this demystified a really, really awesome guitar riff. And be good to one another. Stay kind. Be safe. All of that good stuff. I will see you next week, folks. Everybody take care. This is Angela Petrilli signing off for the Riff Rundown.